This time, Phil gets a little confused.
The clogs are turning.
It's not clogs, it's cogs.
Cogs.
While Kirstie multitasks.
Hello, Phil Spencer's PA. Can I help? They hung up.
We're using every tactic in the book.
You're trying your Jedi mind tricks on me, Phil, and they won't work.
But will it pay off in the end?
I'm getting a little worried.
We're in East London, in the suburb of Woodford Green, and Kirstie's asleep.
Oh, Phil, that's not even funny.
You're not sleeping now, are you?
It's not funny.
Never broke the speed limit.
No,
Of the joys of Woodford Green.
it's lovely Woodford Green.
There's a bit of politics and history around Woodford Green. Winston Churchill, this is where he was Member of Parliament.
I was asleep, Phil. I missed that. What did you say?
I give up. Two people I'm hoping will listen are Keely and Terren, who bought their 3-bed terrace here 11 years ago, before their life changed significantly.
We went from being 3 to 4
to
to
5. I thought we were done at 4. Are we done at 5?
We were done at 4,
OK.
and then we went. I wasn't.
So that's Lauren, aged 12, Theo, 8, and last but not least, Ethan, aged 3.
We have the same house and the same car that we had with one child.
Oh gosh, yeah, we do, don't we?
Yes, we did.
With just 3 bedrooms and a 5-year age gap between Theo and Ethan, they desperately need an extra bedroom.
You need what? A plaster?
Yeah.
Well, Mummy, do your plaster when I finish the porridge, okay?
Okay.
My children are the best thing I ever did with my life. They are my greatest joy. They always have been.
When you've got children, you have to be careful about where they go. But we can trust the people that we live nearby. So that's really important to us.
If I was unwell one morning, someone on the street would pick them up and take them down to school for me. They're a very special bunch of people.
They really are.
They really are.
But the support system is not the only thing Terrence loves about the area.
You can't beat it. I mean, you've got excellent transport links. It's very, very accessible, and it's also pretty quiet. You've got great schools in the neighbourhood as well.
Oh, no! Why would anyone want to move away?
Well, more space for one, but it's also the layout that's leaving Keely wanting to list.
The open plan nature of it just turns your lounge into a thoroughfare. Walk through the lounge to get to the stairs, walk through the lounge to get to the garden, walk through the lounge to get to the study area. It's just like Grand Central, isn't it?
With just the one room for studying, watching TV, eating and music practice, there's never a moment's peace. Even the smallest room in the house is in high demand.
We have one bathroom. I have to get up at the crack of dawn just so that I can get some quiet time to myself.
Lauren!
Sounds like this one's going to be a victory for Team Listed.
In my mind, we've outgrown it. We need to go. Time to let another family love it as much as we have.
Yes! I'm going for Tottenham!
Not so fast, Phil.
Phil has definitely got his work cut out. Unless he can find a house on the street or, well, I mean, I can be flexible. I can go to the adjoining streets, maybe.
Looks like this one could get interesting.
Well, it's a lovely street.
It's a lovely street, isn't it?
Got a garage, look.
I know, I know.
You'll be straight into that, I know.
Hello. Lovely
Hi.
to meet you.
And you.
Hi, Terrence, I'm Phil. How do you do?
Hi, Kirstie.
Must be Keely.
Nice to meet you.
Come on in, please.
Thank you so
Go on.
much.
Straight away, it's obvious there are issues with the layout, and it's my job to fix them.
Whereas I'm on a mission to show them what else is on the market.
So who wants to love, who wants to list?
I want to list.
And obviously I want to love.
OK.
When we found this house, I thought, this is it. This is home. The people in the area were they're very friendly. They're very welcoming. They're very warm. We've had street parties here. We have a cake sale down here every year. You know, it is a community that you would like your children to grow up in. That's why I want to stay here.
this is a very nice street.
Yes.
And this is not the nicest house in the street architecturally. So you're in a situation where you're actually living in a more expensive area than your house.
Exactly.
So the chance of selling this, adding just a little bit and staying in the immediate area is on the small side.
Yes. And we're aware of that, I think. And
How many bedrooms do you have?
So we have 3 bedrooms.
They're good size, but the boys share. So.
That's right.
I mean, I look at it and I just think, how on earth could that house be made big enough to fit, you know, a family of 5? And I'm the one who's supposed to be encouraging you to stay.
Well, this is going to be a quick show.
I was going to say.
There's some fairly serious work.
Do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Raise it to the ground if you need to.
You
But
know, we have been in limbo for so long.
We're both here to help you both
Yeah.
solve the problem.
Yeah, 100%.
I've got a feeling this one's going to be tough for both of us.
It's a dining room, study, music room and sitting room. All in one.
You're going to have to extend into the garden.
In case you're in any doubt, that's Kirstie's stressed face.
The garage is surely your big opportunity. Remember, you've got to create an extra bathroom as well as a bedroom.
I know I'm not forgetting anything.
Oh, the clogs are turning.
It's not clogs, it's cogs.
Cogs.
Maybe that's where he's been going wrong all these years, trying to get those clogs working.
Oh, Phil, listen to that creaking. That is not my bones. What is that? All the pipe work.
So this is where youngest and middle live.
Yeah.
So it's the age gap between them that's causing the difficulty.
5-year age gap.
So the missing 4th bedroom is a priority. But we need to see just how and where this house isn't working. The family spent the majority of their evening either in or passing through the living room, come dining room, come study. In the morning, most of Keely's time is spent alone in the kitchen, while Terrence and Lauren are mainly upstairs and the boys are in the lounge diner. Kitchen, living space, bedrooms. There's so much to do, I fear my 70 grand budget will get eaten up quickly.
Can you create the extra bedroom up on this level? Not easily.
I've got it. I don't want to say for the time being, but I've got it. Yes.
Tell you what she's got, that's not a clue. Because if she knew what she'd got, she'd be saying it, rest assured.
Not true. But one thing I'm happy to divulge, Phil, is that if they follow your advice and move, they will be forking out over $30,000 in stamp duty and around $10,000 in legal and moving costs, which is a lot to lose for a family of 5.
It'll be worth it, though, if I can find Keely her dream home. And I've got a very healthy budget of $800,000 to do just that.
Can we talk about what you'd be looking for?
The 4 bedrooms, the extra toilet, ideally a kitchen diner and a lounge, a proper lounge where you can close the door and just have some separation.
Terrence, if I can find all of that, would you be willing to at least open your minds to a different community?
you know, I have to put my family first, so I will have to consider it.
You leave it with me. 4 bedrooms, kitchen diner, separate reception room, 2 bathrooms.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Just chuck that into the mix.
Not forgetting, ideally, on this street.
I won't lie, I'm excited to see what she's come up with. But I'm also really excited to have Phil take you to other places and to extend your comfort zone. He had your number, you know, you are way too comfortable here.
I have one hurdle to cross, Phil, and once I've crossed it, the finishing line is in sight.
OK. I've got several hurdles to cross, not least budget and location. But may the best man win.
Oh, Phil, we all know this woman isn't going to let any obstacle or man get in her way.
I've had enough of this house. I look at the children and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I just think, we need that second reception. I cannot have my lounge being a thoroughfare anymore.
The house itself is it's lovely. It suits our needs perfectly.
In Woodford, East London, things have reached bursting point in Keely and Terrence's cramped 3-bed terrace.
It's a dining room, study, music room and sitting room.
I've got 800 grand, including costs, to find their forever home and convince Terrence to sell up.
You've said the only way I'm leaving here is in a box, and it's just like, you know.
That can be arranged, dear.
Yeah, that was my response.
And I must maximise the space they already have to fit an ever-growing family of 5.
So the number one thing you have to do to this house is extend. So I think you don't want to shorten the garden too much, but I think basically to here.
My £70,000 budget is tight, but I've come up with a plan. Well, several, in fact.
Having been through about 4 different variables, I've settled on one which I think gives you the most for the least.
By turning their garage into a 4th bedroom, each of the kids will get their own rooms. The old kitchen becomes a study and toilet to relieve pressure at rush hour on the upstairs bathroom. And an extension at the back will create space for a fantastic kitchen, lounge, diner for all the family's needs, with no thoroughfare in sight. I'm hoping this clever yet simple use of space will exceed their expectations.
In terms of what suits your family, what suits you as a family and what you like to do together and the time you like to spend together, I think this would work.
You've come up with ideas that, yeah, I hadn't thought about at all.
The 4th bedroom downstairs, who would be down here? Theo?
Lauren, when she was a little bit older, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much to think about.
Take your time.
Okay.
Will do.
Thank you.
I do think that the answer does lie within the plans and within our budget. I just think that we're going to need to tweak it a little bit.
I can see this working. You've got the kitchen dining space and probably a more intelligent use of space than we have at the moment. What's not to like?
Exactly, Terence. We've got this one.
Don't be so sure, Kirstie. Although Terrence's commitment to his community is a concern, I've got something rather special up my sleeve.
Terrence's argument to stay put is an admirable one. His sense of community spirit's fantastic. But the reality is, his family need more space.
Morning, Phil.
Hi, folks. Jump in.
For my first property, I want to show them a house in the local vicinity to keep Terrence happy. But houses in Woodford, within their budget and with plenty of space, are no easy task.
Got a bit of a road trip, but I've got a full tank of petrol. You've got some reading material. You've got some playlists. But I think it'd be worth timing the journey. Have you got a
Oh, well, yeah.
watch or...
Yeah, so stopwatch.
OK, let's see how long it takes.
There you go.
Yeah?
Yeah. Exciting.
I knew you'd be excited, Keely. I wasn't quite so sure
I'm on
about...
your team, Phil.
I wasn't quite so sure about the other half.
I know.
So I'd be holding on to the table, saying, I'm not leaving. No, I don't believe it. Come on, when are we going to the real house?
Stopwatch.
42 seconds.
OK, close enough?
OK. OK, no, this is good.
Not just good, Terrence. I found you the perfect home in the perfect location. This semi-detached ex-police house sits on a spacious plot in the heart of Terrence's beloved community of Woodford. Kirstie's love-it hopes are done for.
That is on the market.
Oh, my God. Wow.
My sentiments exactly. And you know what? It gets even better inside.
Let's do this.
I'm off to a great start. It's on for £775,000, but I'm told that properties in the area are going for slightly under asking price, which could make this 4-bed house within budget. It boasts 2 reception rooms and a light and airy family kitchen diner, offering almost 50% more space than Kirstie could give them. How do you like those apples, Allsopp?
We have a smart reception room with its lovely fireplace. Then we have the kids' playroom.
OK.
Then we have the kitchen. Then we have the dining area. Then we even have another sitting room.
Oh, my gosh. It's a TARDIS.
Kirstie's lost.
Can I?
I think you might be right, Terence.
I'll go on then, after you.
Okay.
Outside is just as impressive, with a well-kept garden and a seating area perfect for entertaining.
Lovely and wide garden.
It's just gorgeous. The kids would adore this.
I am impressed. I am really
It
impressed.
takes a lot to impress him, it really
Yeah.
does.
Kids can muck about, you can have barbecues, friends over. It's all going on.
OK.
I'm gonna cry now.
Why does somebody want to leave this house?
I don't even care.
We're not worried about that. Come on, let's get in.
And it doesn't stop there. With 2 generous reception rooms, Keely would have the separate spaces she craves.
This is just a gorgeous room.
It is, isn't it?
I can feel my stress
Love
levels
the way.
going. Okay.
Should we go have a look upstairs?
Yeah, let's do that.
What we need, Keely, is a lock on the door.
Oh, so the children can't disturb
This is the grown-up room.
It's like they've already moved in, and they haven't even been upstairs yet.
Wow. Feels really quite high up
A
here.
lot of space as well.
Arsenal. It's a sign. Arsenal.
Kirstie's playing her cards very close to her chest, but there's no way that she can deliver on everything that they need. And this does.
And for my final trick, the master bedroom.
Oh my
Keely, they've got a church in here.
Oh
What's
my
that oh
god.
no about?
Oh, no, it's that she'll be
You-
handcuffing
no.
herself to the beams and saying, I'm not leaving.
This place is just amazing. You can fit apartments in it, in the size of this bedroom.
I think this one's in the bag.
Were you to make the sensible decision and list it and buy this house, how would it change your life?
We'll still be able to see our friends and neighbours and the children go to the same schools. But for me, just space.
You better get that for sale board up at your house. I'll ring the agent on my way out.
I don't know how Phil can make it better than this personally.
No,
I
really.
I don't. But
Apart from the next one being on the same road.
Been a great start for Team List It, just as I'd hoped, because now their eyes and minds are wide open.
Hats off to you, Phil. It is a great house.
But sadly, it was taken off the market before Keely and Terren even had a chance to put in an offer. Triumph for Team List It was so close.
And yet so very far, Phil. But who knows which way this one will go, as Team Love It has been having problems of its own. Debate over design and budget, the planning process and finding a builder have all taken longer than expected. But 14 months on, and the build is well underway. The shell of the extension is up and it's full steam ahead.
the electrics have been done with skylights over there.
Yep.
The whole garage has been redone and there's like a window there, so they built up the front.
They've upped their budget by over £17,000, which has also meant a few changes to the plans. At the front of the house, the former garage will become a separate living room instead of Lauren's new bedroom, which will now be in the old kitchen. At the back, the kitchen has now swapped sides, leaving a sitting area in its place, and the dining table will be in the new extension with sliding doors out onto the garden.
It was kind of taking the best of Kirstie's plans and going, oh, well, we like that, and we like that, and we like that, and then we'll do other bits and add to it.
Team Love It may be hard at it, but so am I. Sadly, Keely and Terren haven't upped their moving budget in what, now 15 months since they saw my first property, is a more challenging economic climate. But I'm still determined to bring this one home for Team List It. First, though, I want to dig for a little info about how well their build's going.
So will it solve your troubles?
It will solve our issues in as much as the lounge won't be a thoroughfare anymore. We have another toilet. All of those are ticks. The second reception isn't huge. Our daughter will be downstairs. So, you know, there are still issues.
I'm looking forward to what it will actually mean to the family going forward.
Looking forward to resolving whether that will work or whether you'll be moving.
Yeah, well, if you say so.
Oh, I do, Terrence, I do. As my next property is an absolute belter. It's in Hyams Park, one of the few areas, other than their own, that Terrence is prepared to consider. My first house was all about sticking closer to home. This one is all about giving them extra space.
So how about this? Classic 1930s semi. And I reckon we're 5 minutes to one school and 6 to the other.
Okay. Yeah.
It's got a lot of space. Looks okay. I'll give it a go.
You're trying to be reluctant, Terrence. Come on.
You're trying your Jedi mind tricks on me, Phil, and they won't work. Okay.
Don't worry, I am the real master, and proud of you I am, Terrence.
But convince him I shall, Kirstie.
But come in, let me show you around.
Okay.
I'm at the top of their budget with this one, as it's on the market at $800,000. But this extended 1930s semi gives them everything they need. 4 beds, 3 bathrooms, a bright family kitchen diner living space, and even a separate sitting room.
Moving through to the kitchen, that's an extension, and then this is also an extension.
Wow.
Okay.
That is a shower room.
Wow. And they still have a garage as well.
Yeah.
There is a lot of space.
It is very open, it's also wonderfully light.
It's okay. You know, there's a lot of space.
It makes our house feel smaller.
It's got everything and more than they'll have at their house, including this potential adults-only lounge.
The house is 80% larger than yours is going to be.
Really?
80%. It's on the market at 800,000.
Okay.
But it genuinely offers you a huge amount of space. Terrence, I'm getting the impression that there's a kind of blank wall that's just going, no, not dealing with this.
Not listening.
Just picture.
Okay.
The family here, people spreading out.
Okay.
Go on.
I think Terrence is finding it tough right now because they're putting so much time, money and effort into renovating their current home that it's hard to even entertain the idea of moving elsewhere.
The ensuite's very big.
Oh my gosh, that's
Very
another
big.
room.
It is, isn't it?
And they'll never have the space this house offers at home.
Wow, big room. I would say this house has 2 master bedrooms. It does feel like
It
that.
does have a lot of space.
Yeah.
It does seem like Terrence can see the positives, but instead of its potential, I think he's distracted by the possibility of another project.
You'd need to change that into a bath with a shower overhead for the children.
That's it. That's in small building world.
When we met and you set out your stall to me and the needs that you had as a family, square footage is the be-all or end-all. That's a big house.
Yeah.
What's not to like? We all look at
And
you.
everyone looks at me.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Seeing something like this at that kind of money with that kind of space, does it make you reflect differently on yours?
What we're doing now is we are tailoring the space to our own individual needs, and I feel that we'd have to do something similar to this property.
Come on, let's be on.
Okay.
I love the house. Could absolutely work for our family.
It doesn't feel like my house. It feels like wearing somebody else's made-to-measure suit.
Terrence can't deny that house offers them all the space that they need. However, it just feels like now they've finally got the work underway at home, he's become more entrenched than ever about staying in it. I'm gonna have to pull out all the stops.
You'll need to, Phil, as I think I'm onto a winner with this one.
I see why he wants to stay. I just think he's wrong.
Phil's got a job. If he wants me to move, he'd better be prepared to get something really special, really special.
Particularly as I'm helping Keely and Terrence create something really special at home.
You've come up with ideas that, yeah, I hadn't thought about at all.
But the design and planning process has taken longer than expected, meaning they didn't start their build until 14 months after we first met.
And the dream house I found them was taken off the market before they were in a position to buy. Now, over a year on, and Terrence seems firmly back on Team Love It.
You're trying your Jedi mind tricks on me, Phil, and they won't work.
But defeat is not an option, so I'm making sure my next house is an absolute knockout.
Unless that next one is on their street, it's no way going to compare with the knockout house I'm helping them create, which, now 12 weeks into the build, is plastered and painted. Today, the new kitchen is going in, much to the delight of Keely and Terrence.
We haven't got a kitchen, we haven't got a fridge. Oh, yes, our fridge is a carrier bag on the side of the skip at night time.
I know. Oh, it's just shocking.
The end is in sight, with the flooring going down, woodwork being finished off, and kitchen almost in. Next, it's all about the finishing touches to give their newly renovated home the look it deserves. But that doesn't mean all the hard work's over.
Next activity is really making decisions about soft furnishings. Well, for me, that would be tricky.
Have no fear, I'm here.
It's been many months since I was here last, and for a long time, nothing happened. And then suddenly, everything happened. So unless I get in there pronto, I'm not going to be able to help Keely and Terrence make the decisions which will keep them in this house.
Choices over finish will really make or break how well their new extension works and how homely it will feel.
This is fantastic. Looks amazing, massive transformation.
This room will be the focal point of their home, which is why I'm here to help them tie their new space together, starting with one of the most costly elements.
What's going to happen about curtains?
Well, these only went in yesterday.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, how
The guys are
exciting.
here.
Because they knew you were coming.
So we all kind of came in and went, oh my gosh, wow. And it's beautiful. But then my second thought was, I'm on display to the whole world.
Yes, you
They
are.
can see us.
Yes.
We need some
From space.
full
Yes.
wall size curtains.
Yeah.
So, but how you do that for such a big space?
My advice would be you don't line them. If it's lined, it's going to be
Really thick.
that much. What you don't want is to have something here, okay, which every time someone comes in and out,
Then you've
Yeah.
got,
and someone comes in and out with food.
Privacy and warmth are key considerations, but having curtains that are too thick next to the windows just won't be practical. Then there's also the look to think about. Choosing a linking theme or colour palette will help connect their kitchen with their dining and living areas. It may seem daunting, but I find starting with the basics is always helpful.
What's your favourite colour?
Oh gosh. Yellow.
So the kitchen is grey.
Yeah.
Yellow looks fantastic with grey.
I picked up a card and it's got like an African sunset in the card.
Yeah.
And it's got beautiful colours like that.
There we are.
We got
See?
there.
How easy was that? We are looking for a sunset colour scheme.
There you go.
Now we've got colours in mind, I'm taking Keely and Terrence shopping to see if I can help them pin down a fabric. Picking hues found together in nature, like shades of a sunset, is a great starting point. If you're a little clueless, use an online colour wheel to show how colours will sit next to or opposite one another.
What I want you to do is just think, what draws me?
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
this one, yeah.
Terrence,
Yes.
look. Stop at the colour you like. If you can bear to go as more into yellow as that,
Yep.
would be stronger with the grey than those.
Yes.
One way to save money is buying ready-made curtains and altering them to your size. As they're a pricey purchase, choose colours and patterns that won't go out of fashion quickly and will last longer. You can always be braver with your cheaper items, like cushions and lamps.
Oh, hold on. I love this.
I love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's also thinnish. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's okay, you know, if you put a gun to my head and said, choose some curtains.
I'm not allowed to do that, Terrence. They stopped me doing that a while back.
Health and safety gone mad.
So now I have to use more traditional methods of persuasion to draw Terrence into curtain shopping.
If you start with the thing that you've got the most of,
Yeah.
which in this case is curtains, then you go from there on to the next thing. What we need to do is find some other soft furnishings for the room which do sing to you.
To give cohesion to an open plan space, it's best to pick out one colour to use throughout, then choose different complementary colours for your soft furnishings in different sections of the room.
That's nice.
Yes, miss?
Oh no, that's not fair.
You're a braver man than I am, Terrence.
I think that together looks really, really smart. The yellow and grey thing you said in the beginning has actually come to fruition.
Ah. What about
There we are.
this?
That
So-
goes in really nicely with the one we already picked.
Yes. So it's a lovely mix.
Yep.
So you've got the gold, the earthy tones, plus the grey.
Oh, Terence is getting into it.
I knew he'd go soft over furnishings eventually.
I think that's great, that cushion. I think it would look really smart.
These colours are really going to connect the different spaces of their new room. My work here is done.
So, who's going to tell Phil Spencer the bad news? I've won this one.
A job well done indeed, but one I don't think so. Those cushions and curtains will look just as fab in their next home. As my final punt at luring Terence over to Team Lister is a cracker. Although I'm not ready to give up on the previous house just yet.
Any further thoughts on that second house?
I think the thing about the 80% more space, you know, that's a real shocker
That
for me.
made you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Made me think of all the cleaning we'd have to do.
Oh, come along.
It's hard work, isn't it?
But I don't shy away from hard work. I've teamed up with Kirstie for long enough.
The feeling's mutual, Phil.
OK.
Here we are.
And this house is all about going further to get more room for less money. Barkingside is going through a period of regeneration. Right now, housing is moving quickly, but it's still reasonably priced. So the perfect time for Keely and Terren to get a good deal.
So we have another classic 1930s with an extension. That would have been the garage. It's now a nice parking space
Yep.
and an extra bedroom up above.
OK.
It's 13 minutes to Lauren School and 15 to the boys. So we are further, but, you know, it's not an insurmountable distance. Now, have we got open minds?
Always. Always, Phil.
This end of terrace sits comfortably under budget with a guide price of $695,000. It has 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and 4 reception spaces, with the beauty being they can be open plan or closed off. There's little or no work to do, and that should suit Terence and his family's needs perfectly. But more importantly, I'm hoping this time he'll feel more at home.
Right, there's an office downstairs loo that way, ideal for homework. Couple of lovely big reception rooms. And then the kitchen, to end all kitchens.
Very modern.
They've obviously spent a lot of time and effort on the inside. And, yeah, I like what they've done.
It's the square footage and the layout. It's 34% bigger than yours is going to be.
Okay.
OK.
Okay.
But the flexible reception space is where this home really comes into its own.
With the glass doors, you can open it up or close it down as you see fit, depending who wants to do what in each of the rooms.
I would probably have it as a wall, actually, and then you'd have one room that's closed off.
Yeah.
And then you could have this opened all the way through.
More building work.
Oh, yes, but, Terence, you could put the wall up for a few £100. You could do that in the morning.
Yeah.
It gives us some scope for making it the way you'd like it, I guess.
He's saying all the right things, but I'm not sure his heart's in this. I can imagine he feels a little uncomfortable about being too far from Woodford. But outside, the decent-sized garden with patio would give them more than enough room for playing and entertaining.
This garden, actually, is 60% larger than what you're going to have after your extension at home.
Really?
So you are compromising your garden to quite a significant extent.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Just saying, just pointing that out.
And then there's upstairs, where there are 4 good-sized bedrooms, all on the same floor.
Okay.
OK.
Nice
Lots of
saver.
wardrobe space. Decent size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got everything you need.
I'm struggling here because it's a good house, it's good space. I thought they'd be blown away by those reception rooms that connect through. I just thought it was absolutely perfect.
Ah, ensuite. Lovely. Oh, and another bedroom. Now that's interesting. It's actually quite a small room, but they've done really well to get an ensuite out of it.
Which is something they definitely won't be getting at home.
This shows, within budget, within distance, that it is possible to get the layout and the space that you need.
if you keep an open mind.
If you keep an open mind,
Yeah.
and should you choose to list it?
Yeah.
OK. You have set a fairly high bar in that respect.
You have to think long term. I don't doubt that, you know, Team Kirstie will do a fabulous job, but I will still want to move.
On that note, I shall rest easy.
I think a lot of effort and time and energy has gone into the property that we're in at the moment.
But by your own admission, should said house come up in said neighbourhood, you would be up
neighbourhood.
for listing property.
Yeah, but that's a little bit different.
I've clearly shown them the type of house they want is out there, and that on occasion they do appear on the market in their beloved Woodford. It's over to them now to make the right decision.
I couldn't agree more. Time for them to love it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll answer your phone. Hello, Phil Spencer's PA. Can I help? They hung up. That's so rude. Honestly.
People know that I wouldn't have a PA. How many PAs do you have?
Oh, shut up. Honestly.
So how do you think today's going to pan out, then? You've had long enough to sort that house out.
I've got to be honest with you about that, Phil. I feel that I have 100% solved their difficulties. I think when you see the house, you will think,
Okay.
it's transformed.
From my end, there was a place that was literally just around the corner from their house that nailed it, absolutely nailed it. It'll be an interesting day to see how it all pans out.
Hopefully with another victory for Team Love It. But as always, Phil's first challenge of the day is parking.
No, I'm going to have to park properly, otherwise you'll insult my parking.
Beautiful parking,
Thank
Phil.
you, I made a special effort this morning.
Oh, I do love this house.
And the changes are already visible.
That's worked very well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has.
One would never have imagined
Never,
there was a garage.
no.
Hello, good morning.
Lovely to see you.
I can't wait for Phil to see this. His
She's being a
dazzled
bit chipper
expression.
today. She's confident about this.
And the first stop is Lauren's new bedroom.
I'm just going to stand here and let Phil take in the glory of the former kitchen.
And a cramped, tired kitchen it was too. A space that didn't function for a family of 5 is now totally unrecognisable as a new 4th bedroom. Moving Lauren downstairs, finally giving the boys their own rooms.
I can't believe that was ever the kitchen.
Well, it didn't really work as a kitchen, but it works fantastically as a bedroom, doesn't it?
Sometimes people worry about having a bedroom by the front door, but it works really, 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 really well.
I've had bedrooms at the front of the house before.
Yeah, you can go in and out freely, tiptoe in.
Not that really.
Well, you've transformed it. But what's happened over there?
Yes.
Right.
Over there is where the old garage used to be, full to the rafters, making it a pretty wasted space. But by replacing the old garage doors with a window, adding a new entrance and fully insulating throughout, it has become the private, grown-up sanctuary Keely dreamed of.
I've seen a lot of garage conversions.
Yeah.
And
They don't all work
they
as
don't
well
all
as
work
this.
as well
No.
as that.
I was-
And they don't all look as smart from the outside as
No.
well.
No.
The challenge in the way the house started was that everybody had to be in the same room, and it was a corridor.
Yeah.
So mayhem ensued.
Yes.
I'm just thinking back now. I'm
I
just
know.
thinking, how did we
We'll
live
take
like
you back
that?
there.
We've only seen 2 rooms, but I can see there's been significant changes.
Very significant.
Very significant changes. But actually, whatever you've done back there is probably the defining factor, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
I'm getting a little worried.
And so you should be, Phil, because this transformation is quite something.
Oh dear. Oh dear. This looks rather good, doesn't it? Wow.
19 months ago, the old lounge was trying and failing to be all things to all men. Music room, living room, study, stairway and thoroughfare. Now, it's been transformed. into an incredible kitchen diner where once there was chaos, now order reigns. They've installed large sliding glass doors to help flood the space with light, whilst also connecting the room with the garden. And tying all the different spaces together as one are the African sunset tones and soft furnishings that we chose together, which work beautifully with the matte grey kitchen cabinets.
What have you done with the stairs?
Twisted them.
We bent the stairs.
We took them out.
The stairs went there.
Yeah.
And now, oh, crikey, OK.
So the head of the stairs is the same, but the stairs have been twisted.
Yeah. So it's not a thoroughfare anymore.
And the extension is almost as big as what was existing before.
It's 40%, isn't it?
Wow. Really, really smart. Your builder's done you a good job.
They've done a fantastic job.
And glorious curtains that are half the fabric we chose and half a more cost-effective one. And it really works.
Combining a more expensive feature fabric like the one we picked out with plain curtains is a clever yet simple way to add style, colour and pattern while keeping costs down.
Fascinating chat about curtains, but
Someone mentioned coffee and cake.
I need to find out what you're going to do.
Let's get down to business.
The house looks stunning. You have done a wonderful, wonderful job. What's it like to live in?
A lot less hassle, a lot less stress than it was before. Everything has a place, everything has a purpose. It works in a way the other house, you know, the house didn't used to work.
I like the way you refer to it as the other house, because it kind of was the other house, because it's so different.
Yeah.
So you've got this fantastic open space where you can see everything. It's like that, you know, that scene in Mary Poppins where she clicks her fingers and everything goes back into its correct
We're
space.
working towards that.
Keely, you were the one that was planning on listing it and moving.
Yeah.
How do you feel it works now?
It was a very stressful place to be. Yeah. But we didn't have anywhere you could relax. So actually, I was probably stressed for a very long time living in this house.
Look at you, you're all relaxed. That's really relaxed, isn't it? That really is. You would never have sat like that.
Doesn't bode well for you, Phil.
Your budget was 80,000, was that right? Have we gone over that?
Probably.
A little bit, maybe.
Maybe.
They hadn't done any major work to this house since they first moved in, so going slightly over budget was always a possibility, but the results speak for themselves.
The house is basically, give or take, worth £100,000 more than it was.
Even if it's not a speculate to accumulate kind of spend, it's been done with our own well-being in mind.
Yeah.
In that respect, it's priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
You set me a difficult challenge because you wanted to stay in the same area.
Yes.
Having said that, of course, I showed you a very special house that was 42 seconds away.
Exactly.
That offered the 4 bedrooms, enough bathrooms and all the space.
It was superb and it kind of ticked a lot of the boxes. It had an awful lot more space for not that much more money.
You proved your point that we could just get so much more space for what our budget was. Yeah.
But we should find out what you're going to do about it. Let's do it.
So, Terrence, Keely, are you going to love it?
Or are you going to list it?
We're going to love it.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. Congratulations. Yeah.
It's very telling when you sit down at the table when people do a project like this. Does it work? It just does. It does feel happy.
I didn't love the house we had before. It was really stressful. It didn't work for us. And then we did everything that we did need.
Yes.
And we took the stress out. And after that, it almost takes away your need to move.
That's brilliant. It's really lovely. It's really lovely to see you all happy and comfortable. Look at you, you're so comfortable. Look at this.
It makes me feel like I've burglarised someone else's home.
Yeah. Whose house is this?
Yeah, it's not my house.
Yeah.
I don't live here. This is a show home. But, yeah.
There you go. Congratulations. Victorious.
Oh, I don't know, Phil. I don't feel victorious much.
I feel
March.
I think the transformation of that house is amazing. Everybody in the family is better off. From top to bottom, there's a bonus for everybody.
Yeah. They absolutely made the right decision.
Yeah.
Now we actually do the reality of living in this home.
That's it. It should work for us now.
God willing. Yeah.
Just thinking back for a moment across the series, because I went 2-0 up right at the beginning, straight off the
Did you?
bat. Yeah,
I
I
don't
did.
remember that. When was that?
And then you've come out fighting, and it's now 4-2. I think on my side, it could have gone either way on several of them.
It could have gone either way. How many series have we had?
This is the 5th.
Have I won all of them?
Gosh, what was that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Lovely way to finish the series with a really genuinely happy family.
Here's to loving it.
Here's to the next series when I catch up.
Never.
Next time, I'm revisiting one of our favourite couples.
And I think it's time as a family that we just moved on, had a bit more space.
I would be quite happy to stay here forever.
Who made their decision 3 years ago.
Are you going to love it?
Or list it.
And now I'm heading back to find out what happened next.
You have absolutely bonked it on the head with this.
I need Kirstie back.
She's busy.